going on, officer?
We're looking for an escaped convict, ma'am.
These filmmakers all benefited from beginner's luck.
Right, honey?
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 directorial debuts. For this list, we've picked the most ambitious and impressive first full-length efforts by movie directors, which means their earlier short films don't count.
Come on, Samba, let's get the out of this jib joint with this Dante, you cock smoker.
Number 10, Sam Raimi, The Evil Dead.
Shut up!
Horror movies aren't always taken seriously in the film world, but mastering one is an art form. With a budget of $90,000, 22-year-old Raimi created one of the most influential horror films of all time.
There are two schools of thought, I think, for horror filmmakers. One is that the audience can always create something more horrible than you can show them. And the other school of thought is show them everything.
Most of the movie was shot in the woods with a cast and crew made up of his friends. But the guerrilla do-it-yourself style of the movie captures a terror many high-budget horror movies miss.
You have pretty skin. Give it to us.
Number 9, Charles Laughton, The Night of the Hunter.
Left hand hates a fighting, and it looks like love's a goner. But wait a minute. Hot dog loves a winning. Yes, sirree. It's love that won, and old left-hand hate is down for the count.
Years ahead of its time, this film was Charles Laughton's first, as well as his last, official effort. Considered a critical and financial flop at the time of its release, the film stars Robert Mitchum as a preacher who terrorizes a young family in order to find their hidden fortune.
Open that door, you spawn of the devil from stomping.
Unlike other Hollywood films at the time, Laughton's movie contained expressionist and lyrical elements, and over the years, it's earned the recognition it rightfully deserves.
Now just tell me, where's the money hid?
But that's why I promised John I wouldn't tell.
John doesn't matter! Can I get that through your head, you poor, silly, disgusting little wretch?
Number 8, Clint Eastwood, Play Misty for Me.
This is the second time we've interviewed this #1 box office attraction in the world, who produces, directs, stars in, and owns most of his own films.
Not many actors with a career as expansive as Eastwood's would take a chance as a movie director. But he did just that when he directed this creepy gem about a DJ who has a sexual encounter with an obsessed fan.
Tighter. Tighter. Don't let me go. Don't let me go.
Eastwood's filmmaking is like his acting, economical, to the point, and honest. Kudos to him for both directing and acting in this exciting thriller.
Are you drunk?
No, but that's not a bad idea.
Why, David?
Why what, drunk?
Number 7, George A. Romero, Night of the Living Dead. Romero was already successful directing commercials when he decided to make this independent feature about a zombie attack in small-town Pennsylvania. At the time of its release, the film was criticized for its violent and gory images, but audiences still came out in droves to see it, even though it was meant to be a joke.
There's not a lot of fun making in the process of making any film.
Now, it's one of the highest-grossing and most highly regarded independent horror films ever. Number 6, Harold Ramis, Caddyshack.
So let's dance!
This film bends the rules of sports movies to make one of the funniest flicks of all time in any genre.
It looks like I'm a wreck. It's in the hole!
Set on the green and telling the story of a young caddy and his interactions with the many eccentric, rich golfers he meets at the course, Caddyshack became an instant classic upon its release.
Thanks a lot.
But not only that, it was also one of the highest-grossing films that year, and it revitalized Rodney Dangerfield's career.
Hey, everybody! We're all gonna get laid!
Number 5, John Huston, The Maltese Falcon.
I held up my end, you got your dingers. It's your hard luck, not mine. It wasn't what you wanted.
It's hard to believe that a film as perfect as this one was the effort of a first-timer. The classic noir story follows a gumshoe detective as he helps a mysterious woman find her sister. But soon, he stumbles upon a bigger crime with a jeweled Maltese falcon at the center.
Mr. Spade, have you any conception of how much money can be got for that blackbird?
No.
Well, sir, if I told you half, you'd call me a liar.
No, not even if I thought so. But you tell me what it is, and I'll figure out the profit.
Huston's attention to detail and use of supporting characters earned the film 3 Oscar nods and made for one of Humphrey Bogart's best roles.
Here, you shouldn't let him go around with these on him. He might get himself hurt.
Number 4, Guy Ritchie, Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels.
That pile takes care of Harry. What's left over? Give me half a chance to count it.
Written and directed by Ritchie, this comedy tracks a small-time card player who's forced to rob a local gang in order to pay his debts.
Find them, torture them, and kill them. And bring back what belongs to me. Because if you don't, your family's bang in trouble.
Ritchie's sense of storytelling and comedic timing blend well to make an unforgettable crime drama, and one of the most unlikely films ever to be nominated for a BAFTA.
I wish to Christ he would have let me settle the debt on my own. I'm gonna kill him. Stop about, Tom!
Also, we can't forget this movie is responsible for the career of Jason Statham.
We've hit the jackpot, lads.
Number 3, Sam Mendes, American Beauty.
I was hoping you'd give me a bath. Very, very dirty.
Who can forget the iconic image of Mina Suvari lying naked in a sea of bright red roses? This movie tells the story of a lonely suburbanite's midlife crisis and its effect on everyone around him.
Smile, you're at Mr. Smiley's. Would you like to try our new beef and cheese pot pie on a stick? Just $1.99 for a limited time only?
A simple story, but Mendes's direction and use of color and imagery elevate it to a modern-day tale of lust, longing, and the need to live a life examined. The film rightfully won 4 Oscars as a result. Number 2, Quentin Tarantino, Reservoir Dogs.
To me, this whole argument about violence and stuff, to me, violence is a purely aesthetic thing. It has nothing political, there's no morality involved, it's purely aesthetic. Me saying that I like violent movies is like you saying you like musicals.
By the time he directed this film, Tarantino was more than ready to direct a full-length feature.
I understand you're hot, you're super f***ing pissed. We're all real emotional, but you're barking up the wrong tree.
However, he had trouble securing studio funding, which caused him to write this film with minimal sets and a small cast. It goes to show that a strong story is at the heart of any good movie, and Reservoir Dogs defines Tarantino's trademark stylistically violent, slick, and funny films.
Mr. Brown, Mr. White, Mr. Blonde, Mr. Blue, Mr. Orange, Mr. Pink.
Why am I Mr. Pink?
Because you're a all right? Be thankful you're not Mr. Yellow.
Yeah, but Mr. Brown, that's a little too close to Mr. Shit.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Hi, I'm here to check the meter. My tools are in here. Oh, this is Holly. She's from Texas.
Later, we found out she was deaf and we hadn't even known it.
You gotta take a side. If you beat a child, you're not on my side. If you see me coming, you better run because I'm gonna lay you down.
Well, why guidance counselors?
Well, if your job was as meaningless as theirs, wouldn't you go crazy too?
Come to think of it, my guidance counselor was kind of worthless.
See? It's important to have a job that makes a difference, boys. That's why I manually masturbate caged animals for artificial insemination.
You and your colleagues find a way to harness this vast volcanic energy, and I'll just sit back and watch these shit kickers go broke. How old is stranger?
Maurice. Sorry about last night.
No sweat, wasn't too busy.
Là, j'ai su qu'elle avait voulu me faire avorter. Et puis si je suis née, c'était grâce à ma grand-mère.
Number 1, Orson Welles, Citizen Kane. Hailed as one of the greatest, if not the greatest film of all time, Citizen Kane is known for its structure, cinematography, and use of music. The film wasn't initially considered a success, since its box office earnings did not surpass its costs.
He just said, Rosebud. Then he dropped the glass ball and it broke on the floor. He didn't say anything after that, and I knew he was dead.
But as the years passed, more and more critics began to praise the film, creating a resurgence in its popularity and leading many to consider it a well-made classic. Do you agree with our list? What's the best flick you've seen from a newcomer? For more groundbreaking top 10s published daily, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.